Good day. Good day, instructional leaders of Myriad of Valley Unified. Welcome back to our Tesseract project, where we will tackle our first activity on mission, vision, values, and goals. We are here to develop a long-term plan for professional development for ourselves and for our teachers. Now, before we do each one of our activities together, we'll start with a statement of the purpose, reminding us that we are here to radically improve the education at our schools through focused, customized, and professional development of our leadership. And our three principles, remember, leaders and systems work together to influence the teachers, improve them, and that's what will improve the learning of the students. And then our symbolism. And as I shared with you, it'll change each time. Now I am going to get mathy on you with the symbolism of the Tesseract. So you see a Tesseract is developed in this way. We start with on the left, you start with a point. It has no dimension. There's no height, width, or depth to a spot that we call here or there. But between here and there, we have one dimension. So you'll see that right here. So we stretch a point in one dimension, we get a line. Take a line, stretch it in a second dimension, and you get a square. Go in a third dimension, and the square becomes a cube. Now, if we kept going with that, then we would stretch a cube into the fourth dimension, and that's where you get what we call a hypercube, or more formally referred to as a tesseract. It is a cube stretched into the fourth dimension. Now, we cannot actually see that because we can't see into the fourth dimension. But what I can relate for you is if you were to look on a sheet of paper and see a circle, in 2 dimensions, that's a circle. But in 3 dimensions, it's a plane. That sheet of paper is cutting through a sphere, and you're just seeing the cross section in 2 dimensions. Or maybe that paper touches the 3-dimensional sphere at one point, and so it looks like a dot on the paper. So a lot of this, what you're seeing, whether it's a circle or a cross section here, 2 dimensions or 3, depends on your perspective. So the symbolism for us today is the Tesseract symbolizes vision. Can you imagine something that you cannot see? Can you become something that is not your current reality? That's what Tesseract is for us. So our agenda this time is to discuss mission, vision, values, and goals and get those placed on our 6-year plan. Now, everyone that is listening to this, each site is in a different place on this continuum. So I'm going to go through them real briefly, and then I'm going to give you time to put it together on your plan depending upon where your site is. Because remember, your job is to lead. I'm just framing the dialogue. So I'm going to start with our district mission and vision. Everyone pretty much knows by now because it's on every document, inspiring every student to think, learn, to achieve, to care. The district's vision, titled Focus on the website, is service and commitment to every student every day. And so someone was asking me the difference between mission and vision. It took me a while to wrap my head around it until someone shared this with me, that a mission is what your daily behavior is each day you show up to work. And the vision is what you strive to become. So for example, Tesla shows up every day to build a car. Their vision is to reduce the carbon footprint of the planet, to make the world more green, to use less fossil fuels. So that's their vision. Now, that's not what they do every day. They're trying to get closer and closer to that. They will never actually, Tesla alone will not eliminate the carbon footprint of automobiles on the planet, but they could improve it and move towards that vision. But each day, what are they doing? They're showing up and they're building electric cars. So that's their behavior every day, building electric cars. And then they have something that they're trying to become or to achieve. So what is your school's mission and vision? I share this because some of you already have it down, both of those. Some of you are in the process of revamping one that already existed. Some of you are starting from scratch on this. So what is your school's mission and vision? Have that in your head and know where you are in that continuum there that I just described. And then we also have, we have our district mission and vision. What is your mission and vision? How does it align to the district's mission and vision? And then we also have values on our district website. They're titled beliefs And when you look at that, I see the words that look like this. Something that's not listed there that I, being my short term here in the district, I've noticed is that the district's moving and talking a lot about the whole child. So I can tell you that even though it's not on the website of beliefs that were created some dozen years ago, I can tell you currently a core value of our district is educating the whole child. And so things like that in the list that you see here, what would be your core values at your site? What would those be for your culture, you as well as your staff? Now, you're not to determine those right now while we discuss this. These are things that you will need to nail down and make public. And that's going to be part of what we put in the plan is when you're going to be doing that. And then finally, we have mission, vision, values, and then goals. Goals are something, as everybody knows, you actually state it, and then you go out there in a certain amount of time, you actually achieve it. And then we have what we call the big, hairy, audacious goals. These are the things that get people very, very excited. And we've laid out one for our district in the Ed Services Department, specifically with the Disleys in the secondary schools. But before I tell you what it is, let me give you some examples. Two of my favorites of big, hairy, audacious goals. One of them was when I was getting my dog trained. Somebody said that you've trained your dog. You know your dog is well trained when you can hold a conversation with your dog on a leash on your drink hand. So imagine you're holding a drink in your left hand. The leash is on your left hand. You're having a conversation with a person, and you are perfectly comfortable. Your dog, you know your dog's not going to go and chase a rabbit and spill the drink over you. That's a big, hairy, audacious goal. You have a really well trained dog when you have that. So if that was the goal of the training, as opposed to just like not piddling on the carpet, well, then it totally changes what the training program would be. My other favorite story is of a football coach who put a train axle on a bench press and in the weight room and said absolutely nothing to his football team. The football players came in, they saw it was there. There was an unspoken invitation, and everybody laid down and tried to bench press that thing. And none of the players in the room could bench press it. But you know what certainly happened by the end of the season is that every kid in that room on that team was able to bench press that train axle. Everything that they did in weight training became all about being able to press that thing off their chest. That was the big, hairy, audacious goal: bench press a train axle. So those are the kinds of things that we want to put something in front that's going to really excite us. And we've talked about ours, about becoming, as a school district, a model PLC. But what's yours? What's yours going to be that you're going to put in front of your teachers that they can build? Instead of, as some of us have said, don't lead with the solution, lead with the problem, set the goal, and then we'll figure out all the steps in between. So what do we want to build? Where do we want to get to? What is the big, hairy, audacious goal that you want for your school? And be thinking 3 years out, 6 years out. We're doing a multi-year strategic plan. What is it that they're going to build, that you're going to have them build? And so with that said, I'm going to lay out some ideas on what to put on your 6-year plan for the component mission, vision, values, and goals. These are just suggestions. Notice the last one says, what else? Feel free to eliminate anything that's on there. If you don't have one for your school yet, then you need to place develop mission and vision. Are you going to do that this spring, in which case it would go on year 0 of the 6-year plan? Are you going to do it next year and pull in all stakeholders? Then it would go in year 1. Maybe you don't have to put that one on your plan because you already have it developed. So you're talking about listing core values and putting that out in front of your teachers. Creating a BHAG. Do you want your teams to have a big, hairy, audacious goal? So do you want algebra to cut their failure rates from 50% across the district to less than 10? So maybe your site wants to have single-digit failure rates in that. Have 90% of the kids pass the district final. Things like that. Then communicate the vision. If you already have it developed, you say you have a vision. If you were to ask 10 people on your campus, what's our vision? And you get more than one answer, then that needs to be on your plan. You need to find ways to get that out there in front of people until everybody has it on the tip of their tongue. And then focus on the vision. So, for example, with the district, we say we're service and commitment every student every day. Are we? Are we looking when we meet? Are we planning things so that we can reach more kids? Or are we just rewriting tests and following pacing guides, which doesn't necessarily advance that vision? Uh, and then obviously somewhere, if you set a BHAG, you want to put on your plan. When do you want to achieve the BHAG? Next year, 2 years from now, 6 years out? And decide on the feedback on the goals. So we've set some goals. You're going to set the big, hairy, audacious goal. We also have norms, vision, cycle of inquiry. Are you giving a feedback loop to your teachers? What kind of feedback are you going to give? You need to decide on what that feedback is going to be and then start doing that. And that needs to be in your plan. So take a look. You should have this downloaded on your computer. You also may have a printed copy of it. I'm going to invite you to go to student.desmos.com. Let me show you what that looks like. And this is an online graphing calculator that has lots of cool activities. This is the view, what it looks like in the teacher portion. I'm going to give you a code in a moment. I'm going to have you do this card sort once. In the future, it'll be an option for you if it helps. It helped me in developing my plan here. You'll see these cards, they kind of move. And what I've done with them is put year 0 on a card. Year 1, you see how it all moves around? Year 2, let's get 5 over there. Year 3, I'm going to have to move these over a little bit. But here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put these here. And you're going to student.desmos.com. You're going to put in the code that I have for you. And then the first thing you're going to do is sort these out. Oh, didn't want to enlarge that. Where's year 4? There we go. And it looks like you're going to put them a little closer together. Be patient with me here. But I'm got this going here. So I'm going to put this in this order. Maybe I'm going to put year 6 down here. And then now I take these. When do we want to create the BHAG? Do you want to do it in year 0, like this spring before we start? You just put it right there and it attaches. Maybe you don't want to do it. Maybe you're going to create the BHAG. We're going to put that off at year 2. Achieve. I'm going to give it a 6-year time frame to achieve that. But we're going to start communicating the vision next year. And see how that does? So I want you to attach them there. This is a tool. Some people like to manipulate things. Some people would rather just write on the paper. I'm going to give you options later. I just want you to be familiar with this. So take a moment, or I'm going to give you actually time in a minute to do that. Let me go back to our presentation and share with you that the code for that is HWVGHX. You're going to see that in Haiku on that page, and it has the link, so you can just click in Haiku. It'll take you to student.desmos.com, give you that code. And then once you've done that with the card sort, then you're going to go to your spreadsheet and actually type those things in here so you have record after today. So pause me for now, do that. And now that you're back, I just want to say you have now completed the first row, the first component of your 6-year plan. We have achieved our objective for the day. I'm leaving you with, yes, some classwork here. Do the student.desmos activity, record your timeline, your mission in the copy, mission and vision for the copy, your copy of the 6-year plan. And it's optional in Haiku. If you have any comments or questions, share with me, but more importantly, share with each other to establish an executive team. Please do that. That is your task. Finish that up, and so that we can all share the way in which you and your school are going to change the world.